Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another episode reaction to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is Haarute, my name is Matt. Hello, what's up? So, Buffy, but before Buffy, actually, so you might have noticed I have a little bit of a shift in the setup that I usually use for recording these. Things look a little bit different, the camera is at a different angle. My screen is at a different position. I fiddled a little bit with the lighting, but it should be fine. And more importantly, I have a new microphone. I don't remember if I mentioned it on Buffy videos before, but I bought this microphone like 2-3 months ago. And it took a little bit for it to get in country because I bought it from overseas because I couldn't find it within the country. And every other microphone in the country was way more expensive because my old microphone was dying. And there were several recording sessions where there was a static noise that started to permeate throughout some of those discussions, and that was just really bad. There was a Bleach episode where it happened during the reaction itself, and it was bad. So I desperately started looking for a different microphone that I could buy that would be the best choice, and I found this one, and I bought it online, and it finally arrived last week. It took a little bit, but it is here now. And you might notice that this one's different because this one glows. And let me just say, let me apologize in case it might not sound great immediately. It should, but whenever you get anything that's like new video or audio equipment for, production purposes, what's going to happen is that you have to fiddle with the settings, you have to fiddle with the filters, you have to fiddle with a lot of things in post-production, where my settings for the old microphone didn't work on this one. So I had to make up new ones for this week's Bleach that I just edited, but it did end up sounding okay, and it should be the same case for this one. But yeah, I have to get used to the volume, to my distance from the microphone, to the filters and all sorts of stuff. So let me just apologize in case it's not great yet, but it should be. And if it's not, it's entirely on me. And also don't get too used to this setup because there might be a different setup change in the upcoming near future. Let me just say that. Okay, Buffy. Last time on Buffy, what happened? That was the episode where Buffy decided to be proactive and try to get at the mayor and trying to do something to one-up him. And they succeeded. They managed to see that he was getting a box. And they were like, well, let's steal the box because it's clearly something he wants and needs. And it was mostly successful until Willow was captured. And then we had to have a trade. We had to have a deal where we just gave him the box back and we got Willow back. And it was fun because we got a lot of fun interactions with Faith. Willow got to read and stole some of the pages of the Book of Ascension. The mayor got to tell Buffy and Angel, hey, y'all ain't shit. Principal Snyder got to see that the mayor is not human. And Wesley was kind of an asshole. He kept saying like, it's fine to sacrifice Willow if we get the box. Well, he didn't say that, but that's kind of what it would have been. And then after we lost the box again, he was like, well, we're back to square one. Like we didn't gain anything from this. And it's like, well, we gained information, but the mayor has the box now. And what was inside the box was a bunch of face huggers from the movie Alien 1979, except that these don't latch onto something on you that is supposed to inflict like the fear of childbirth, except that this one just straight up kills you. Instead, they just disintegrate your face. They bite your face off, like that movie, Face Off. Sorry, I'm still getting used to looking at the camera because the camera is like in a different position than the monitor. But yeah, I'll get used to it in time. Don't worry about it. And that was really it. Oh, we decided we're not going to go to a real college. We're just going to stay in Sunnydale because this is where hell is. And Willow decided I'm going to stay with you because I'm a main cast member. I will say that some of these things, Angel and Willow, they're getting death flags a little bit, like Angel said a couple of lines like previous episode and previous episode that were just like, no matter what, Buffy, I'll always be with you. I'm like, oh, don't say that, dude. Like that sounds like foreboding. Like that sounds like foreshadowing to something that might not be good. Like especially because I know you have your own show. So if you have your own show, I'm thinking that you're gonna be separate from the main show. So I don't know how that's gonna go. And with Willow, it's like, Buffy, I'm gonna stay with you and I'm gonna slay some vampires and shit. Yeah, because I want to help people. And it's like, oh, that's also like It's not foreshadowing, but it's also like something that would work for her character. You know, she decides to fight evil and stuff because this is what she believes in, but then she just fucking dies, and Buffy's gonna feel like, fuck, I dragged her into this. She had such a bright future ahead of her and stuff. So that's just something I can just say right now in case it comes to pass. So I sound like I'm smart, but I'm not. Okay, so I think we're ready to begin next episode. I'm gonna tell you right now, I can see the title for next episode. It sounds like a big one. So we only have 3 episodes left. This next episode is called The Prom. That sounds important. It might not be, but within the context of the show being, and that's funny, right? Because in a different show, The Prom wouldn't really be that important. Though I suppose in other shows would be really important. But in this show, because it's like heavily about like high school and stuff, the prom sounds like something really important. So we're gonna see what this is gonna be like. Is Angel gonna come with Buffy to the prom? I don't know how the rules of proms work. I'm not American. We don't do that kind of stuff, but he could show up. Anyway, let us begin. Patreon, check out the link in the description below, pop up on the screen. You can support the channel and watch the next 2 episodes. The finale! You can watch the finale for season 3 to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you're watching this episode, the finale is already up on Patreon. You can watch them in normal highlight version or the full-length version with the added footage on Dropbox. But yeah, you can get access to this final episodes of the season. And I have said last week that I think I'm gonna be taking a little bit of a break after I watch the finale. I'm definitely going to record another Buffy cast where I just talk about the entire season at length during like a 2-hour video or something like that. I could also do a live stream. I could do that. This microphone is actually really good for live streaming because it sounds pretty nice without even any filters on. So I don't know. Maybe I could do it. Let me know what you think. Even though if you're watching this on YouTube, maybe the live stream is already decided. Oh no. Okay. I'll figure that shit out later. Anyway, support the Patreon if you're into that. If you're not, then fine. Just wait 2 weeks and you'll get there. Alright, so Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 3, Episode 20. Let's go.
After the prom, it'd be nice to be able to just come back here and spend some time together.
The prom?
Did he not know what a prom was, or was he just shocked at the idea that it's happening soon? He sounds like he's thinking about it and he's like, I don't want to do that. Why was the sun right there? That's the question. I would think that this entire place would be like just a basement, you know?
Demon Anya. Punisher.
Oh, Anya! She's still here! Cool. God, I love that she's still around.
I have witnessed a millennium of treachery and oppression from the males of the species, and I have nothing but contempt for the whole libidinous lot of them.
Then why are you talking to me?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't have a date for the prom. Will you go with me?
One of us is very confused, and I honestly don't know which.
Took on the guise of a 12th grader to tempt her with the wish. When I lost my powers, I got stuck in this persona, and now I have all these feelings.
Oh, cool.
I don't understand it. I don't like it. All I know is I really want to go to this dance, and I want someone to go with me.
Cool, I like that. She has like human feelings that she didn't before. I think he doesn't want to go because he's afraid of being happy. It's weird to say, but that's the situation, so. Buffy Angel forever.
Summers.
Oh,
Sorry to,
what's up?
well, I would have called, but I didn't have your number. Your place is amazing.
Yeah, I like a lot of space. I don't get out much in the day.
I'm here because I'm worried about you two. I don't have to tell you that you and Buffy are from different worlds. Sometimes even I forget that she's still just a girl.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to you, Angel, she's just like any other young woman in love. You're all she can see of tomorrow. But I think we both know that there are some hard choices ahead. If she can't make them. I know you care about her. I just hope you care enough.
Jazz, we get it. Miles to go before we sleep. But especially if we're all gonna vaporize or something on graduation day, we deserve a little promy fun.
Okay, we'll just have a demon locked in a cage. That looks like that cage would break out incredibly easily. Okay, someone is fantasizing about this, streaming. This might be the episode where we explore the fact that the relationship is just never gonna work. Like, long term, there's a lot of things to deal with, and it's probably never gonna work. So that's what Joyce was talking about with him. It feels like maybe she's like, look, dude, she's gonna be stuck in life forever as long as she's with you. So maybe you're gonna have to like cut the relationship at some point. Look at all these holy patterns. A place where you don't belong.
Angel?
Okay, yeah. It's a fucked up nightmare.
Every time I say the word prom, you get grouchy.
I'm sorry. I'm just worried that you're getting too invested in this whole thing.
What whole thing? And isn't this the stuff that I'm supposed to get invested in?
It's nothing.
No, you have something, Face.
Yeah.
I think we need to talk. Not now, not here.
That's what I was thinking.
No, if you have something to say, then say it.
I've been thinking about our future. And the more I do, the more I feel like us, you and me being together, is unfair to you.
Isabel with the mayor. He was just trying to shake us up.
He was right. You deserve more. You deserve something outside of demons and darkness. You should be with someone who can take you into the light.
I don't care about that.
You will. And children?
Children? Can you say jumping the gun? I kill my goldfish.
Today. But you have no idea how fast it goes, Buffy. Before you know it, you'll want it all. A normal life.
I'll never have a normal life.
You'll always be a slayer. But that's all the more reason why you should have a real relationship instead of this freak show. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. You know how much I love you. It kills me to say this.
Who are you to tell me what's right for me? You think I haven't thought about this? No, of course not. I'm just some swoony little schoolgirl, right?
I'm trying to do what's right here, okay? I'm trying to think with my head instead of my heart.
You have a heart. It isn't even beating. Don't love you. I'm sorry. You know what? I didn't know that I got a choice in that. I want my life to be with you.
I don't.
I can't believe you're breaking up with me.
It doesn't mean that I don't.
How am I supposed to stay away from you?
I'm leaving. After the Ascension.
You're leaving town.
Where?
I don't know.
Is this really happening?
Maybe the sewers wasn't the best place to break up with your girlfriend. Right before prom, too. I have stuff to say about that. I like that scene.
He's just a big, dumb jerk person, if you ask me.
But he's right. I mean, I think maybe in the long run that he's right.
Yeah. I think he is.
I like that everyone just agrees with that. Because it's a really complicated situation.
Right now, I'm just trying to keep from dying.
Alright, back to whatever this says. I was like, man, I like all this like really vulnerable moments with these characters. And it's not only hard cut to a dog in a cage. Cordelia, you're still here. I can't believe she's always shopping in this clothes store.
Okay, how long does it take you to buy a damn dress?
Is this a customer or a friend? You better get back to work and quit goofing. Mrs. Finkel's so hesitant for you.
But, why?
I'm trying to buy a dress. I have nothing, okay? No dresses, no cell phone, no car. Everything has been taken away because Daddy made a little mistake on his taxes.
Okay, that's not
For the last
happening.
12 years.
Oh, okay.
Are you a happy Xander now? I'm broke. I can't go to any of the colleges that accepted me, and I can't stay home because we no longer have one.
Oh, it's bad. It's real bad.
Now you can run along and tell all of your friends how Cordy finally got hers. I'm a name tag person. Don't leave that out. The story just wouldn't have the same punch.
Oh, okay. Just a demon just broke in. Alright, that guy's just dead, I guess. What the fuck is this thing?
It's like he just realized he forgot to put money in the meter or something.
That thing had good taste. I mean, he chucked Xander and went right for the formal wear.
Like, that's
I'm
true.
serious. Look at the outfit that Xander's wearing.
I mean, I wasn't thinking about the outfits. I was thinking that it like chose based on something.
This is a hellhound.
Oh, a hellhound. It doesn't really look like a hound to me.
Zoom in on that.
It's a videotape.
They do it on television all the time.
Not with a regular VCR, they don't.
What, where are you taking this hand up?
What? I was...
Burning a hole in Daddy's wallet as usual. I just bumped into her during my tuxedo hunt.
Pause it.
Guys, it's just a normal VCR.
You
It
can
doesn't-
pause it at VCR.
Oh, wait, it can do pause.
Yeah. Who's that guy?
Hello, Hellhound Razor.
The guy was
Uncle
just...
Wells.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell who the fuck that is with that quality.
Well, I just wanted to say that your impersonation of an inanimate object is really coming along.
Thanks.
Like, I feel like you can tell when there's something wrong with people, and in fact, he can't tell. That's why he asked her. But if something is wrong with someone, you should have tact.
This Tucker is planning to attack the prom tonight.
Why?
I wonder if I can take my dress back.
Don't you dare. You guys are gonna have a prom. The kind of prom that everyone should have.
I'm gonna make sure of that.
Fun, normal evening. If I have to kill every single person on the face of the earth to do it.
Yay?
If I can't enjoy myself, I'm gonna make sure y'all do. We're running into each other here, but...
How are you?
Right as rain. Whatever that means. I can lie to you if I want to now. We're ex, remember?
If it means anything, I miss you.
Can we not?
Yeah.
When I think about us, I have this tendency to sort of go catatonic. And I really can't afford to do that right now.
Okay.
I'm over the whole Buffy gets one perfect high school moment thing. But I'm certainly not going to let some subhuman ruin it for the rest of the senior class.
Let me help you.
I'm okay.
If you ever need my help.
Look, I got it. Thanks.
Aren't you wearing it tonight? As much as I hate to admit it, I haven't finished paying for it yet.
Well, somebody did.
What?
Sander.
I got the address. Now the prom starts in a little while. I want you guys to go on, and I will catch up with you as soon as I put a lid on this jerk.
What?
Hit the door. I have everything under control.
It makes sense to...
Have a nice time.
Okay then.
See ya.
This is a little bit self-destructive. At least get Angel to help you, you know, but she doesn't want to see him right now.
You want to go after them and tell them that they can't go? That all of their planning and dreaming was for nothing? That they can't spend tonight with their honeys of all nights?
You can
Angel's
go.
leaving me. Just leaving town.
Buffy, I'm sorry. I don't really know what to say. I understand that this sort of thing requires ice cream of some kind.
Ice cream will come. First, I want to take out Psycho Boy. Wished your husband's head would explode, which was great, except we were standing 3 feet from him at the time. What a mess. Of course, you know, during the plague, it was always parts falling off.
Anya would have so many stories to tell. Do this here. I like the justice like my fucking god with this shit. Okay.
Then this one time, a girl wished that her ex would cannibalize himself. Even I had a hard time watching that one, let me tell you.
Cordelia! Wesley!
Very well, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
It looks good on you.
Well, duh.
Okay. Was just like a little bit jealous about that. I would love to hang out with Anya. I genuinely would love to hang out with Anya and just hear those stories about just killing dudes forever. I'd be like, yeah, that sounds awesome. Keep going, please. I love Anya. She's cool. Kind of wish she would become a main cast member. Like we would let her in into the stuff. Anyway, so back to this shit.
Ready to go.
Sorry, new plan.
he has a
So that's how you did it?
he has a carry tape. I saw it.
What kind of sicko wants to destroy the happiest night of a senior's life?
I have my reasons. You want to go to the prom with me?
No.
Those are my reasons.
Whatever. For now, I'm gonna lock you in here, and then I'm gonna party like it's not.
Gotta have a redundancy.
There's more than one. Well,
3 fiercest babies are on their way to the dance right now.
why did you keep one then? Other than just be like, hey, we're gonna save up to reveal that there's more. It's the celebration.
Oh, come on. That song sucks.
Okay, there's one left.
Get back!
Okay, that's 3. Did we take care of the first one? Do you think he wet himself? Well, dragging bodies on prom night. This is what we do.
Everything cool?
Coolest. Devil Dogs are history.
I got all teared up when they played We Are Family.
Everything's perfect.
The award for Sunnydale High's class clown for 1999 goes to Jack Mayhew.
Anybody can be a prop class clown.
You have to really commit to be one. You have to be a clown in your soul. Oh, it's him!
We have one more award to give out.
I hope it's...
Is Buffy Summers here tonight?
Yeah, because of all of the friends she made along the way. She gets recognition
This
for
is
it.
actually a new category. I guess there were a lot of write-in ballots, and
Yeah.
Well, the prom committee asked me to read this. We're not good friends. Most of us never found the time to get to know you, but that doesn't mean we haven't noticed you. We don't talk about it much, but it's no secret that Sunnydale High isn't really like other high schools.
Yeah, we have a lot of murder here.
Zombie! Hyena people!
Yeah!
Snyder! Most of the people here have been saved by you, or helped by you at one time or another. We're proud to say that the class of 99 has the lowest mortality rate of any graduating
Oh, it's so fucking funny! The bar slid so low!
And we know at least part of that is because of you, and gives you, this. It's from all of us. Buffy Summers, class protector.
Oh, that's so cool. This is such a like cute moment. I love that. Ah, so great. I wish we could have seen like a bunch of characters that we've seen in previous episodes just randomly show up, like one-off characters. I mean, we have him. Fuck, I forgot his name, but we have him.
I'd like your opinion. I wonder if asking Miss Chase to dance...
For God's sake, man, she's 18. And you have the emotional maturity of a blueberry scone. Just have at it, would you, and stop fluttering about.
Oh my god, that's funny. Oh, the justice is like, just fucking shut up and go, man. Just do it. Whatever.
You did good work tonight, Buffy. I had no idea that children en masse could be gracious.
Every now and then, people surprise you.
Every now and then.
And yeah, I was thinking it would be nice if they had like one last night together. The night that she wanted to be real more than any other night.
It's just tonight. It doesn't mean that
I know. I mean, I understand.
I like that she understands, because you've seen in previous scenes that she understands. It's not that he doesn't care about her, he understands. He's worried about her, and he might be right, and she knows that, so. Willow and us are right there in the background. Oh, that's the guy! He did get a date! They're all surrounded by every other cast member. Wes is right there with Cordelia. Alright, fade to black. That was a nice episode. That's how I would refer to it. It was a nice and cute episode. Alright, that was a very fun episode. I really enjoyed that episode. So, I would describe that episode as cute. On some ways. It was very dramatic and emotional earlier. It got emotional and happy near the end. Again, let me just say, just so we move on from it real quickly, but like the antagonist for this episode, it's great that it was so like nothing. It was like something that didn't matter whatsoever, because that's not what the episode was about, right? To the point that like we got to him and it's like, why would you do such a thing? And it's like, I have my reasons. Will you go out with me? No. Those are my reasons. And it's like, it's funny how much of like a not a real problem it is, how much of a not a real issue it is. Like, oh yeah, this guy's just an incel, and like he was one strike. He like told a girl, hey, wanna go with me? And she's like, no, and that was it. There is no other reason. We don't have to know or care about anything more about him on a deeper level. Is no, that's it. That's the joke. We kill the dogs. We move on. And because like the episode is building up to the ending there. And I really like the only thing that would have made that ending better is if you got to see a bunch of other characters from previous storylines that just appear once just come in and actually be here. I mean, more than the ones that we got, right? Because we have Anya and we have that guy. I forgot about that guy's name. I'm sorry. Was it like William? Something like that? It's the kid who seemed like he was gonna shoot. Oh my god! And then oh my god! If you watched this as this was coming out, you would not have seen that episode. So that kid, oh man, oh that's crazy. That means that this is a first. This doesn't really happen, but because I wasn't watching this as it was coming out, I tried to recreate that experience as much as possible, watching these episodes once a week instead of just binging the whole thing. There is some guy with a harmonica in the background just passing by, like a seller. I don't know if you can hear it, but I think it's getting closer. Anyway, let's talk over him. This is a rare case of me watching it when I'm watching it. It's actually a better experience than watching it as it was coming out. Because that episode, Earshot, that episode did not air when it was originally intended to come out because the Columbine school shooting, if I'm not mistaken, happened. And they just didn't air that episode because it would have been too awkward. It would be a bad choice. It would be in bad taste. It would be disrespectful to air that episode. So they didn't until way later, which means that if you watch this episode as it was coming out, you would not have had the like little small emotional attachment to that one kid who shows up and he's like, Buffy Summers, is she here? And he's the one that's delivering the fact that, hey, everybody loves Buffy Summers because she keeps saving our fucking lives. And it's like, it's great because it's a moment of acknowledgement, right? Because the entire show, I make jokes about it the entire time. The fact that this fucking show it feels like it's not real sometimes. It feels like I mean, it's not real, it's a TV show, right? But some episodes feel like they're not canon. It feels like they feel like a fever dream, because we have so many episodes where we have people just fucking dying. Just like there was an episode where Buffy had a house party and everyone got eaten by zombies or whatever, and we never talk about that. We never talk about, like, again, the hyenas just cannibalizing the previous principal or whatever. Like, we have so much shit that happens in this fucking show. And so much of it happens in this one fucking school. And, like, we never talk about it. Sometimes we make a joke alluding to it, just like, haha, it happened, like a small acknowledgement. But, like, we never really talk about it in the way that a normal person would talk about it. Like, hey, people just keep fucking dying. Maybe I'll move on to a different school. It's like, no, that shit's normal. Don't worry about it. We have an acknowledgement here where they at the very end, at the end of the school year, at the end of this class, just as she's about to graduate, people come in and they write in votes for no category, but just everybody just wrote in one extra vote that was just like, hey, this girl Buffy Summers, she's always saving our assets. She's always just saving us. Because, like, again, small scenes like the one we just got with this one kid, when she's killing the final dog, like she snaps his neck, this kid is just out here just to go to the bathroom, and he opens the door and this is a fucking hellhound, this goblin man. Doesn't really look like a hellhound, I'm gonna call it a goblin man. It's just there and it's about to eat his brains, and then Buffy just tackles it and just snaps his neck, and he's like, oh, where's the bathroom? And she's just right there, and he's like, thanks. That's it. But it's situations like that do happen in the show where the normal accidentally gets a glimpse of the weird shit that happens that we get to see, the audience. And it is a small moment of acknowledgement that people in this universe do notice, right? It's not just a fever dream. It's not just like, oh, this happened, but it's just for the entertainment of the audience. Like, it's something that's not really canon. We don't really think about it too much. It's like, no, people here do notice. People here have noticed. And people here decided, you know what? This chick, she's pretty great. Thank you, Buffy Summers, for stopping that goblin man from eating my brains. And it's great that happened right there at the end, because, like, I right before it happened, I was like, oh, this is how it's gonna go down. It's gonna be great. And it was. I could see it happen, because, like, the fact that this kid just walked in and she was like, Buffy Summers, is she here? I'm like, oh, it's great that we have him, and it's great that this is the way it's gonna go. And, like, I think that I knew that that's the way it was gonna go because it was him. I'm sorry, I forgot his fucking name. Maybe I can check out the name. Jonathan, that's his name. Jonathan. Sorry, Jonathan. I don't mean to add on to your anxiety about the fact that nobody remembers you. I do remember you. I just didn't remember your name because I'm shit at them. Hey, at least I recognize your face, which is something I didn't do for other more crucial characters in the past before, such as the guy who Faith killed, whose name I don't even remember. Anyway, it's great that it's Jonathan, because the moment he showed up, I knew where it was gonna go. And I was like, oh, this is great. This is fantastic. And it was. And, like, that's something that people that did not watch Earshot as it was coming out, because it didn't air, they didn't get that. But I got that. So that's crazy to me. I know I have some more of an older audience watching these Buffy videos sometimes. Like, the Buffy videos are wild because, like, there's a lot of people that are around my age, and then there's people that are much older than me watching these Buffy reactions. If you are one of those people that maybe watched the show as it was coming out, I don't know how many of you are there right now, but if you were one of those people, tell me, let me know, and let me know what it was like to, like, know about Earshot after it happened, because then you didn't have the context for Jonathan when he shows up in this episode. So that must have been crazy. Anyway, I love that ending. I love the fact that everyone just came through. I would have loved to see other more minor characters that we've seen throughout the show just show up. Again, I always think back to, like, I don't know, the fucking kid that had a zombie that was a brother that he Frankenstein back to life for some reason. That's the thing that people do in this town, because he became an ally in that episode, and, like, he was cool, and it would be nice if he would stuck around and we were like, hey, man, and he was like, yeah, Buffy, you're cool. I mean, maybe we have seen him again, I just forgot his face, so I couldn't recognize it. It would have been great if we saw fucking Larry in this episode. I love Larry. Larry's great. Though I don't think Larry was knowledgeable about what was going on in Goldfish. Man, Larry's the only good thing about Go Fish, man. I love Larry. But, like, I don't think he knew about all the weird shit that happened in this fucking school. That would be great, actually, if we had a scene where Larry, in this episode, Larry's just like, wait, what's everyone talking about? What do you mean the school's not normal? Hyena people? What are you talking about? Like, he doesn't know anything about all the murders that happen. Also, just the funniest fucking thing, I like couldn't contain my laughter, I'm sorry, is the fact that it's like, we're proud to announce that the class of 1999 is the class with the lowest mortality rate. Oh my god, it's like the bar is so fucking low that we have to say like, dude, we didn't have nearly as many people die this year as usual, and it's like, yeah, that's so good. It's such a like cute moment, but like I was just losing my shit because the bar is so fucking low. I cannot believe that like we just deal with this shit. Like this is normal for us apparently. So that was a nice prom. That was a great prom episode. Now that I have many episodes to compare it to, I know about the concept of a prom, but it's still alien to me because I'm not American. Like I feel like I always repeat myself when I'm saying that I'm not American, but like I've had people think that I'm American, so I have to like continuously say it just in case. That was a great prom episode. I really like that because I feel like in that moment the core of the show like showed itself, and like that's what I said before it happened. I was like, oh, and now she's gonna get some kind of recognition from all of the friends that she made along the way, which sounds cheesy, but that's really what it was. And like, well, Tia specifically said like we aren't really close friends. Like we haven't really spent the time to know you personally, so we're not really friends. But like everyone can see what you do, and everyone appreciates that. So it's this thing of like, it's not the friends she made along the way, but it's everyone that she saved can see it, and everyone appreciates Buffy's existence. I mean, it would have been cool if you could hear that a little bit during the Earshot episode where she's listening to people's minds, you know? Like, she's walking past people and she hears like, oh, damn, there goes Buffy. She saved my life one time. And it's like, what? You know, like, that would have been cool, but that would have been a giveaway for this episode. And you know what? That's fine. I really like this. The way this came in unexpectedly. And it's fantastic. Anyway, so a lot of this episode was about like Buffy and Angel's relationship. Like previous episode, when we finished the episode, Buffy and Angel are like laying together and they're talking about like, yeah, the mayor's evil. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, right? And then they like snuggle together. But like, I like that I noticed immediately that like their faces, I was like, they know that he was right. Because he was bitten. So I'm glad that this episode immediately goes into that. It's Angel is like, if we're gonna be together, it feels like I'm gonna like stagnate your life. Like I'm actually gonna be a thing that gets in the way of your future and a normal life. And Buffy has some good points here. Like Buffy's rationalization is good. And it's why this situation is so complicated. It's the fact that Buffy's like, first of all, you can't make that choice for me. He can't. Like, he shouldn't. Buffy should be able to make a choice for herself, and her choice is she wants to be with him. As well as the fact that, hey, you're saying that you want me to have a normal life, but at the same time, I'm never going to have a normal life because the Slayer thing is not going away. So might as well just commit to a life like we both just fight people and kick ass together or something like that. Like, that's something that would be cool and would make sense. And like, that logic is not bad. Actually, that logic of I'm never gonna have a normal relationship, so I'm gonna have a relationship with one of them vampires. Angel is like, we're not gonna have a real solid relationship. We can't go out and have like nice moments together. Like, we can't fuck, you know, unless I'm really unhappy as we do it, which is not ideal. Like, that's not something you want to do. Can't have children. And Buffy is like, whoa, like, I'm not thinking about children. It's like, well, yeah, that's the point. Right now, maybe not, but like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, like, this is all stuff that is gonna matter at some point in your life. And you're being short-sighted here. Like, maybe you're super in love with me right now, but like, ultimately, I don't think I'm gonna be the right person for you. And like, he's right. He is right. And the mayor was right previous episode when he was talking about it. Like, they're not gonna have a solid, good relationship. And I like that Buffy knows that he was right. And that's the part I really like. And that's the reason why at the end of the episode it also kind of makes sense. Because Angel shows up and Buffy's not really mad at him or anything. She's just like happy that he came to the prom. And it's because they both love each other. And they both know that they both love each other. Like, Buffy's not like questioning whether Angel loves her or not. Buffy's not questioning whether Angel is being an asshole or not. Buffy thinks, and I like this because they mentioned it in the conversation with Willow, which was a good scene, where she's being vulnerable with Willow. She's like, you don't have to make him the villain. I think he's right. In the long run, I think he is actually right. And Willow is like, yeah, I think that he is. Like, they can all see where Angel is coming from, and they can agree with him. Which is why Buffy is like, I can't hate him. I can't be angry at him. And she wasn't at the end. She was like, okay, let's have our one night together. Let's have our one prom. Let's have one night that we can, like, be normal and enjoy. For fucking once, right? And Angel, I like that Angel is like, you know what? I'm gonna give her this because she deserves that. And like, he loves her. How could he not? If anything, I would be anxious that I would piss her off by going. But Angel was like, no. I guess he understands her enough to understand that she is emotionally mature enough to not get pissy about it. And she's like actually appreciative of it. I like that she is emotionally mature enough to understand this. And then Angel is understanding enough to understand her to then come to that conclusion as well. I have to keep apologizing because I keep not looking at the camera. I keep looking to my screen, which is to the side. And I'm constantly just shifting from one to the other, and my neck is starting to hurt. I have to get used to this thing. I do. All right, so they are breaking up, and after the finale for this season, Angel is gonna leave. I mean, something else could happen to him, but I don't think he's going to die because we have Angel the show. So, okay, this makes sense now. This makes sense now why Angel the show exists and why it's different from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And it's because at the end of the season, Angel is just going to leave. And the reason why he's going to leave is because they love each other so goddamn much that they cannot just stop each other from having a thing and having feelings for each other. So we need to separate. We need to drift apart. We need to not see each other. We need to physically be kept apart from each other. And that's the only way we can do it. Okay? Sure. I buy it. I believe it, actually. That is something that to me makes sense. So he is gonna leave. So at the end of the season, he's gonna leave, and this is where Angel the show begins. If that's not it, then I don't fucking know. But that sounds like it, so that should be it. And on the topic of Angel the show, we get closer to Angel the show, like every fucking second. And I'm still not sure about what to do with that. I think I'm just not gonna react to it, just straight up. And like, a lot of people want me to. But the reality is that I don't have the time to edit the episodes. I don't. It's a big commitment and I don't have the energy or the time to do it. So I think I'm just not going to watch it. I'm probably going to watch it on my own time and then maybe talk to you guys about it. But I'm not going to watch it on camera. So I think that's going to be the case with Angel. And I'm sorry if that disappoints some of y'all. But at the same time, if I'd watch Angel at a pace that I would be comfortable with, finishing Buffy and Angel together would take like another 6 years of my life and yours. And you don't want that. You don't want that. Some of you want that. Some of you say, oh, I would do it. I don't believe that you want that. I don't. I'm being like Angel here. I'm making an executive decision for you. I think that in the long run, this is better. So we're not going to do it, okay? We're not going to watch Buffy and Angel at the same time, one episode a week, alternated between the other, because if we did that, it would take too many years, and you would not like that, because it means that I would take so much longer to get to the episodes that you actually do want to watch. So, no, I'm not doing it, okay? Okay, cool. I like that Joyce also talked to Angel too. That was cool in this episode. I like that Joy is mature and she talks to him and she's like, hey, I worry about her life and her needs and the things that she is going to run into, her issues that she's going to run into. Even though we live in worlds apart, ultimately she's still just a girl. And Angel is like, I know. Like, they have a moment of you're right. You're right. And yeah, I think I need to break up with her. So that's where that came from. You know, Joy showed at a very opportune moment where they were already doubting because of the mayor. So, man, I feel like I already talked about most things that I wanted to talk about this episode. Okay, what else do we talk about? Cordelia. Because it feels like this episode was very straightforward in what it was doing, which is just character drama, but it was good. I really liked that. But okay, let's talk about Cordelia. So Cordelia here, we know what happened to her. Her dad was avoiding taxes or something. I mean, she said She said he made a little error on his taxes for 12 years. Her father could just be really incompetent, but let's just say that he was avoiding taxes or something. And then they got his ass. And now they're heavily in debt. And she doesn't have access to her car or good clothing or anything nice, really. She says that they lost their house. Like, a lot of fucked up things happening to this girl. And I like that Xander had the moment of like, shit, because like, yeah, it's like Xander is this character who, and I even noticed with Buffy, and I said it out loud, it's the fact that like you can tell when someone is going through something, you can tell when something's happening to someone, and when that happens, you need to like be a little bit more tactful about it. You know, you have to like be like, hey, is everything all right? Like, do you want to talk about okay, no, cool, let me know if you need anything, all right? Like something, right? But Xander is like making jokes about like, hey, you're doing a great enactment of like a wall or whatever the fuck he said. He was just making fun of the fact that she's not engaging with other people in conversation. She's just to the side, just minding her own business, just being quiet. And it's just like, he can tell that something is happening with Buffy, which is why he made that remark. But he just doesn't have the ability to just shut the fuck up and just be normal, right? Just be careful with people's feelings. Like, he doesn't have that. And I'm just sitting here like, man, just shut up for a second. And then with Cordelia, he has that moment. He's again making fun of her or whatever. She's just, oh, you're such a bitch or whatever. Oh, you keep trying to get the dresses, the fancy dresses you want. How many dresses you need, huh? You fucking bitch. And then Cordelia's like, I lost my house, my car. We're in debt. We're poor, and I hate my life, and I can't go to the colleges I want to go. My life sucks. Shut the fuck up. And then he's like, right. Sorry about that. And like, he is lucky that the Goblin Man broke into the store when he did, because that would have been really awkward to get out of, Xander. Like, I would have been like, oh fuck, I'm such an asshole. I'm such a fucking piece of shit right now. So then they got interrupted by the Goblin Man, and then the entire focus went into the Goblin Man, and that was an easy way out for him. He's very glad that the Goblin Man was there. And then he buys the dress for Cordelia. I don't know how Xander has any money. It doesn't seem like his parents care too much about him. It also doesn't seem like he works. He has a part-time job or anything. I don't know where he got the money from, but he bought the dress for Cordelia. At least I think he did. Like, it's not explicitly stated that it was him, but it's very strongly implied that it was him. Also, he's the only person that knows about Cordelia's situation, so it had to happen to him. So yeah, he buys the dress for Cordelia. And Cordelia has a moment where she's like, thank you to Xander. And it's weird because I want to think better of the show. So I don't want to say that we're going to, again, go with the Xander Cordelia thing, song and dance, while we're also dealing with the Cordelia Wesley song and dance. I'm just sitting here like, why do we have to do that? Like, every fucking time. Here's like two really weird relationships. We have the guy who cheated on her, and then we have the guy who's like 15 years too old for her. And it's like, all right, which direction do we go? And I'm sitting here like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to deal with this. But yeah, let's hope that it doesn't go in that direction. It's already weird enough where the direction where we're in right now. And okay, let me say this. Since I started asking questions many weeks ago about Wesley's age, and in order to make it less weird for Cordelia, people have gotten back to me. And, you know, this I already mentioned this before. Cordelia's 18, and Wesley's age is not stated. People have just told me that the actor is like 4 years older than Cordelia's actress, but Cordelia is also like 28. Like, she's way older than her character is. And like, that's the thing, is that you're thinking that, oh, by the way, someone told me that Faith is like 16 or something, or like 14. Like, she's way younger than everybody else. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, whoa, I don't believe you. She doesn't look 16. What the fuck are you on about? Like, I did not believe you when they told me that, but like, I don't have enough information to refute that information, so that could be true. Faith could be like 15 or whatever. I don't remember what age. Can I find the comment? I read one comment that said that, and I try not to read comments, but like, can I find age? I just Googled how old Faith was. I'm not saying this, by the way. I'm reading a comment. I just Googled how old Faith was supposed to be, and apparently in Faith, Hope, and Trick, scripts noted her down as a 14-year-old. And then the first comment is, that would also make Xander a statutory rapist. And then there's like a 10 comment thread on this one comment. I'm not reading that shit. I'm just gonna walk away. I don't know what the fuck is happening in the show. But let's just say that if she is she's like 14, 15, 16, it also explains a lot about like just being 18 explains a lot about her actions, but being like even younger is even more so explains her actions. Anyway, back on the topic of Wesley, like people have told me like Cordelia is 18, so it's legal, and I'm just sitting here like, Raiden, what do you think about this?
Being legal doesn't make it right.
Thanks, Raiden. So I still think it's weird. We don't know how old Wesley's supposed to be. Some people have said like, you know, he looks like he could be in his early 20s, and I'm sitting here like, okay, it's not too weird if he's up to like 25, 26, let's say, like my age barely. I mean, like, I'm thinking about myself now. No, it would be weird. At least to me, it would feel weird if it was an 18-year-old. Because I feel like between when I was 18 to now, like, no, there's way too much of a difference between the person that I was then and the person I am now. And the same applies to the other hypothetical person. And you can say like, oh, Wesley was born to be a watcher, so he didn't really have a normal life. So he's kind of like a child in that sense. So maybe it's better that he is like that. Like that makes it like somehow a little bit better. And like, by the way, I don't believe that he's in his early 20s. He looks early 30s to me. I'll just say that because the actor is early 30s. Oh, Anya, I can talk about Anya. I love Anya in this episode. Dude, Sandra went to prom with Anya, and like the entire time Anya was just talking about like, yeah, so this one time this one girl wished for her like boyfriend who cheated on her to like for his head to like explode or whatever, and he was really messy, and Sandy looks so awkward and uncomfortable, and I'm sitting here like, I would love that. I would love to hang out with Anya. I would love to just listen to everything Anya has to say. The only thing I don't know about Anya is like, I don't know if she's like a TERF or not. Like, I don't know exactly where her beliefs lie. She is going to prom with this one guy who's also a cheater. So like, I don't know if she has that much of an ill intent towards men. Like, jokes aside, I like the concept of Anya because she mentions in this episode, like, now I have all of these like weird feelings and shit. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Because like that means that Anya actually changed when she became human. Like after the episode, she actually became a different person. Like she still has all her memories and shit about when she was like I said like a goddess, and people told me, oh, she's a demon, and I'm like, I don't care. It doesn't make any difference to me. It's like some mythical creature. And it's really cool that she's still around, and it's really cool that she actively changed, and I think it's the best version to do it like this, where she remembers all of what she was and what happened, but she changed fundamentally, and she doesn't really have a way to stop that. She just feels things now, and she wants to go to prom, and she cares about her grades and shit, and she's like, oh, this is all so fucking stupid, but I care. Why? And I was like, oh, that's fun. I like that. She's a fun character. I hope we get to see Anya again. I hope she sticks around. I want her to become a main cast member. Like, she's hanging out with Sandra. Like, we should have told her about what was going on in this prom tonight, you know? Like, just so you know, like, there's gonna be, like, some goblin men that are gonna show up, and maybe they're gonna want to eat your brains out. So, just so you know, you're not confused when it happens, we get ready to just run away if that something goes down, okay? Anyway, so I think that's gonna be it for this episode reaction to Buffy. I don't know what else I can talk about. Like, I feel like, again, this episode was very straightforward in a lot of things that it was doing. So I was able to move in quick. I say quickly. It's been 38 minutes since I started recording this discussion. But yeah, anyway, that's gonna be it for this reaction episode to Buffy. See you guys next week. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this reaction episode to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you would like to watch the next 2 episode reactions, the finale, you can already do so, or at the Patreon. Check out the link in the description below. Social media, all sorts of cool stuff that I do, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care everybody. Bye bye.